Can you see the difference between these two reels and know which one is going to help catch you more fish than the other? And so what I'll do is I'll show you the one that's not quite as good. This is basically the end of use of one of my reels, and that's the beginning. And what we're talking about is the amount of line on the spool. And so really, the more line that's on the spool, right, the closer that line gets to this outer edge of the spool, the further you're going to be able to cast. And casting distance, especially if you're using lures, the longer we can cast, the more area that we're covering, the more fish we're going to catch. It's really as simple as that. It's one of the few factors that we have complete control over that's going to help us catch more fish. And what I've seen a lot of people doing, that's a mistake, where I take people out fishing all the time, is they'll actually start with this much of a gap. This is about 1/8 of an inch. So that's, again, that's from the outer edge of the line to the top part of the reel. Yes, that's actually the lessons in a lot of videos, but those are really with mono. So mono has a much higher chance of getting wind knots, which is a huge hassle. But with braid, especially thin braid, is we can take that gap from 1/8 of an inch to even 1/16 of an inch or even less. And so here, this is how we spool them at Fish Strong. If Insider members, we now do free spooling and free shipping for reels, which is awesome. And this is basically the new reel I just got, and I had the crew pull it together. And what you'll see here, this gap you see is a big difference. Let me do a side by side. And this one with more line is 100% going to help me cast further and catch more fish. So although this seems small, right, if you're casting, there's so many revolutions per second on that when that line is zipping through there, and the extra distance that this reel's line is going to have to go over that lip is going to significantly decrease the castability of it, which will make sure that this reel is catching the most fish. The only con from adding a lot of line is that we now do increase the odds of wind knots, but for experienced anglers, this is how your reel should look. If you're not quite as experienced, you can peel some line off to maybe get a 1/16 of an inch or a little bit more. But when you're fishing with somebody that has a spool like this compared to somebody who doesn't, the distance is noticeable. Again, I fish with people all the time. They're using this type of gap and they're wondering what the difference is. They're using the same rod, same reel, same line. It's that line gap. So make sure to manage your line gap. And as I mentioned before, if you buy from fishstrong.com, which is our online tackle store, if you're an Insider Club member, we do all the spooling for you. We make sure that it comes out just like this. It comes out for the advanced angler. If you're a little bit new, maybe you should peel some off before you start using to make sure you don't get any wind knots. But for advanced anglers, this is the gap that you want. And when it gets down this low, that's when it's time to re-spool. And so if you're not yet an Insider member, make sure to join, because for Insider members, not only get the free line plus the free spooling of the line and free shipping, you actually save 20% or more off of everything else. That includes rods, lines, lures, you name it, apparel as well. Tons of saving. Most members save more than their dues simply by buying the gear that they're already getting. Plus, you're going to get access to our exclusive software for finding the redfish, sea trout, snook, and flounder. We have exclusive software, has the tides, the weather. Most importantly is it actually highlights the areas that are going to have the most fish. It's called Smart Fishing Spots, and it is absolutely amazing. We have the best guarantee in the industry. Yes, we promise that you'll be catching more fish and you're going to be saving money on all the tackle you need. And if somehow you feel that we didn't fulfill both promises, let us know and we'll refund the money, no questions asked. It's really as simple as that. So if you have the annual membership, you have the entire year to make sure that we fulfill both promises, catching more fish than ever before and saving money on all the tackle you need. To get started, click down below, join the club. You'll have immediate access to all the tackle savings, plus access to the Smart Fishing Spots software. So click the link down below, join, and we'll see you there. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time and watching this video. Any questions at all, comments down below. Love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. See you again soon.